crime.
It takes two to tango. The public should help us. You don't rule out that in a system you will get one or two bad eggs who may want to engage in things like that. But I remember the day we the heads met, and even with the chairman, the directive was very, very explicit. Any member of any services that misbehaves should just withdraw the person from that task force. And when you mean misbehave, you understand what I mean, that compromises. They should just identify such a person and withdraw him from there. The chairman should just make recommendation to the service where he's coming, and the person will face in-house or the room trial as the case may be. But again, I think the public, and that's why I say, when I say the public, even including the tanker drivers and all, should also help us. I know there are some levels of inducements that is also, you know, somebody wanting to influence these boys. And under such circumstances, you see one or two caving in, which ought not to be. But like I said, out of every 12, there will always be a Judas. And when you identify such a Judas, for example, if people see personnel of the task force compromising, all of us, they all have name tag, they all have their service, their ID cards like this. If they have a vehicle that where they are, you also look at it, you see the body code and make reports, because those of us who are their heads, we're not always there 24 hours in a day. We also rely on information like what you are telling me now. Even if you have caught such a person on camera and you turn it to on, we'll be able to use it to identify the people doing such a distance and taking them up. But one thing again is the issue of Apapa. It's a very complex issue. If you also see somebody in uniform there, please be sure that he's also a member of the task force, because a lot of things are going on in Apapa that you know. Somebody from one of the services who is not a member of this can come in. He's not a member of the task force and now do one thing or the other. It will still be attributed to the task force. So we also need to be mindful of that.
The talk of Apapa Gridlock has been on the lips of many for years. In response, a 4.34 billion naira contract has been awarded, funded by 2 private companies and the Nigeria Ports Authority. The construction is to cover the road and drainage in Apapa and Ijora axis.
Apapa, Ijora and its environs are swamp territory. We've done that. We finished with the designs. We now have a bill of quantities, and the cost, I believe, is 4.34 billion to be funded and paid for by these 3 groups: Flour Mills, Dangote, and MPA working together. The construction company we have chosen to use is AG Dangote Construction. The reason is that they are going to use cement, concrete. So we are going to have a concrete pavement road, not a bituminous tar road. We hope that that will give the road a longer lasting period and endurance to the cargo that it is subjected to at the moment.
Work has begun with the hope that the worsening traffic is only a temporal price for a lasting solution. However, operators in Tinkan area say even a little attention will be appreciated.
There has not been any information, any news about any repairs or even palliative work on this Apapa Oshodi, particularly Coconut to Tinkan, or even from Trinity bus stop to Tinkan. There hasn't been even any palliative work. Anything you see here is only done by individuals. We as association have even contributed in our own little measure sometimes to put in some hard cause.
This place is a Coconut bus stop. The problem of this place is that this place we are now supposed to be express road, which vehicle loaded from the port will be taken to go to Mile 2. And this is the service lane by the left-hand side here. But because of the bad road, vehicles are now taking one way. So they were blocking the vehicles that are coming from the port. If you can see, out of these 5 lanes here now, 3 lanes at the express and 2 lanes at the service road, they were only giving 1 lane to vehicles that are serving the port. And even tankers, that are loading and turning from Coconut under bridge. So all of them are using only one lane.
Truck driver Ebenezer Oluwatosin disagrees that the bad roads are the source of the gridlock. From his perspective, it's a spillover of the mismanagement of activities within the port by terminal operators.
If you go to Apapa, instead for them to pass the line, we will be there. Like me presently now, my vehicle has been there for over a week now, carrying export. And I have no other way. So the vehicle is there. When you look at the line, the vehicle remains in a position for the past 1 week, which is very bad. Assuming they are passing the vehicle in easily, assuming it's flowing, and there is enough space. There is enough space inside the terminal to drop the load, but they won't. We'll just be seeing it maybe for almost 30 minutes. A vehicle will enter. Why? So with the little space that is opening, they are using that period, that opportunity. You want to go in, you have to pay money. As I'm with you now, I've went to borrow a lot of money, 50,000 naira, to do express. What I'm supposed to do free of charge. So all these things is creating problem. They are just making us to suffer.